that's it for the stories. Let's move on to off topic.
So the first topic for off topic is the wildfires in California.
Yeah. Those crazy.
I'm sure everyone's heard of it. It's been everywhere on social media. It's very devastating, the wildfires in LA. So some stats, it's about 35,000 acres of land. There's multiple fires all over LA. As of now, there's at least 10 deaths. There's over 10,000 buildings destroyed and over 100,000 people that were evacuated. Yeah, so it's a lot of like damage. They're saying it's probably the most costly fire in LA history.
Yeah, I saw videos and pictures of this thing all over the place.
Yeah.
And it's pretty wild, man.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like they have fires, but this one looked different.
It looked bad.
Yeah.
It looks like Armageddon. Like
Yeah.
the world's ending, man.
Right.
Even
It looks like some sort of apocalypse.
Pictures, like, yeah, it looks like apocalypse.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
Especially in the Palisades. Like,
Look at all the homes.
yeah.
Burned to rubble, man.
And then
What do
you
these
see
people do? Where do they go?
even that, right? The insurance companies.
There's a
like how
lot
they've
coming
been
out
pulling
about.
Some people didn't have insurance, I read.
Yeah, because they pull out because
Yeah.
insurance gets so expensive
Right.
in California, right? And then insurance companies pull out.
I heard numbers like $50 billion, like that high. Biden said he was going to cover it 100%.
Yeah, I saw
Biden's
that.
not going to be in office when the bill comes.
That's what he said, man.
Yeah.
But
Even-
that's crazy.
Like, because it's so big, it was like 0% containment. They were not able to put out the fire, contain it. So they had so many firefighters, like, and first responders, like, trying to deal with it.
Yeah.
LA even has a program for like their inmates, like incarcerated people, like a fire training program. So people that have like non-violent crimes or obviously like not arson and things like that can volunteer to be part of this program. And then they had like over 900 inmates helping to fight these fires.
Wow.
Because like they don't have enough people because there's so much. But it's like a volunteer basis, so they're only getting paid like between like $5 and $10 per day. But yeah, it's in a lot of wealthy neighborhoods. A lot of like celebrities' houses.
So many,
burned
yeah.
down.
Yeah.
I saw online even, what's his face? They were on the hills.
Oh, Spencer and Heidi, right? Yeah.
Yeah, he was like, I guess he got 1 million followers now on TikTok. He's like, all it took was my house burning down.
Yeah.
What?
Even he was making light of it.
Yeah. I guess you have to.
Mandy Moore and
Man, I saw
Milo,
that.
the guy that
dude.
plays, or Milo, the guy that plays Jack in This Is Us. So both of their houses burned down.
Yeah.
And in the show, their house burned down.
Yeah. I saw a clip of him. He's like, it's art imitating life. He's like, this happened in the show and then it happened in real life.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the celebrities, like, I know it sucks for them, but it's the normal people who can't afford.
Yeah.
People are
rebuild
also
these
saying
houses.
things like that. Like, for example, Mandy Moore, she posted a GoFundMe for her in-laws because their house also got, but it wasn't for her.
Yeah.
But people are like knocking her for that.
Like, why do you need money?
Yeah.
Type deal.
Or even like, I'm gonna say her name wrong, but Jean Nagle.
Janae. That's her favorite thing.
I know, that's why I looked at her. I was like, I'm gonna say it wrong. But so she was just like, I don't have Paris Hilton money because her house also.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are overestimating how much money like certain celebrities have. Like they're still going through this devastating thing. Their house burned down. Everything they owned is gone.
I mean, me personally, I've never lived in one house. Like, I've never been in one house my entire life. We moved around a lot, even growing up. But imagine being in one house like 30 years or something like that, and the thing burns down. That's a lot. That's heavy, man. It's
And
a
you've
lot
never
of
had to
years.
leave all your things somewhere.
I've never had to do
taking
that.
them with you.
Yeah.
And it's like your house, probably their biggest asset, your cars, all the stuff in your house.
Your children's things.
End of the day, they're all like things. If you get out of there,
They're all material
Yeah.
things.
For
sure.
And if you're a celebrity, you should have been able to afford some sort of home insurance. That's not probably your only house. Like, hopefully you're not over leveraged, but that's just your only asset.
Yeah.
Right? So like, it's easy for even though they can, just because we mass consume them on social media and it's easy to feel sorry for somebody who's going to put their voice out there.
Yeah.
Just for the people that don't have a voice, right? They're going through it a lot harder, right? Like if that person was already struggling to make their mortgage payments, right? And now they have an uninsured house where they're not going to get full value for that house burned to rubble.
Man,
like
I've seen clips
screwed.
with people like that too.
Right?
Like this guy was just like, I saved my whole life for this condo, and they just were crying on camera. It's pretty like.
I saw somebody saying that my parents' house burned down. Like, can somebody please help me? And then AD donated $20,000.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, so like I feel like there is people that genuinely will help out in these kind of situations, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, honestly, this wildfire thing is very scary in California, right?
sure.
Like the right amount of wind, like this can happen again.
That one clip of Rogan, it was resurfacing.
Right.
Yeah.
I saw that making the rounds.
Yeah. He was saying like that's what some firefighter said to him or something like that.
Yeah, it's like
He's
a
all it's gonna-
5-year-old clip.
Yeah.
And he's like, if the right wind hits and
He's like,
the
we won't
embers
be
is
able to
flying from
contain
roof
it.
to roof, he's like, the whole state.
That's kind of what happened. It's
But
crazy.
it's like scientists and climate activists have been saying this for years, and it's especially in California or in LA, it wasn't just a matter of like, is it going to happen? It's probably when it's going to happen.
Yeah.
But it's interesting that people still choose to live there
That's
and
that's
like
the other thing.
are okay with that risk.
Like it was a matter of when will we get a fire that's so big that can't be contained. I don't even know if this, like, hopefully they can contain. They're starting to, some of them, but to my understanding, this is the Palisades, right, where it happened.
Yeah.
So that's like
When
the
I
hills.
lived there.
Yeah.
So all rich people, right?
It's
So
a
you're
wealthy neighborhood.
Sorry.
It's a wealthy neighborhood. Yeah.
So you're living there for the view and the climate. Is it worth the trade-off?
I mean, to them, I think you never think that you get this false sense of security that something like this is never going to happen. But I also I saw this one clip of somebody going up to Gavin Newsom, the governor of California.
Yeah.
Did you see her?
Yeah.
She's like, that's my kid's school. It just burned down. What are you going to do? Where's the water? Why don't the fire hydrants have any water? And he tried to do like the politician thing and be like,
He's like, I'm on the phone with Trump right now. She's like, let me listen.
Yeah, she shows it to him. And
Yeah.
he
He's
shows
like, I
her the
can't get a
phone.
hold
He's
of
like, I
him.
can't get a hold. I've been trying, right? And then
You think he's gonna pick up your phone?
But
it wasn't Trump, it was the president. Huh?
It did show Canadian planes going to help.
No. He was on the phone with the president. He was saying with Joe Biden, right?
Oh, Trump, sorry.
Yeah, even that, like you have countries like Canada and Mexico willing to help, right? Like, during
Right
these
away.
kind of times,
Yeah.
all of that gets put, that's just politics, right? When this happens, everyone's going to go help, right?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, California doesn't
Like,
have.
Trudeau tweeted about it too.
Yeah, Trudeau's all over social media, like America.
telling you,
we
the
got your
pressure's off,
back.
I think you're right. As soon as the pressure came up,
Pressure's off, man.
right?
So, like during the fires, a lot of people are taking advantage of like this crisis and looting and robbing a lot of like homes and businesses. And there's been like a lot of
I would imagine that.
speculation.
What can they get from these burned houses?
That's what I was thinking. It's like if you're gonna rob somewhere where there's fire all around, where are you gonna take the stuff that you rob?
It's risky too.
Yeah. And like there's a lot of speculation that people are starting fires in LA, like because there's so many wildfires all over the place.
Yeah.
And there was this one situation where a homeless man in Woodland Hills, he was caught with a propane tank and a blowtorch.
Wow.
And like his neighbors like apprehended him and then they called the cops. But he didn't end up being charged with arson because due to lack of probable cause.
Yeah.
But like that's really sad that like people are going around and doing this.
I think some people just, for lack of better words, enjoy chaos.
Yeah.
And I think it's the same sort of logic that copycat killers have, right? So you see something chaotic happening and you're like, hey, let me just try to add to this,
Yeah.
right? Even those, I've seen so many videos of people just on their bikes and motorcycles and stuff driving through this.
Yeah. Just to like record it and
Yeah, which is fine if you're a reporter or whatever, but it's
kind of like tornado chase.
Yeah, you're just kind of in
I love it.
right? But it looked like hell on earth.
Yeah. Did you see Biden?
What was he saying?
Did you see that joke he made?
Oh,
Or it wasn't supposed to be.
Vice President, I know you're directly affected, so you fire away. No pun intended.
Indeed. Thank you, Mr. President, and also for the work that everyone around this table.
I'm gonna miss
oh my god.
Wait, like, come on,
Yeah.
Joe, come on. Did you see the way like Kama looked at him after?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you for real?
But he didn't even know he was saying that, man.
He doesn't know. What
He doesn't
he's
know
saying
what
half
he's
the time, man.
It's okay.
That's sad. He's president.
Not anymore.
Move on.
Yeah. Let's
Yeah.
move on to the next story.
So next story is, Allison Holker. Is that how you say her name?
Who is
Twitch.
this?
Remember Steven Twitch? He
Oh, the
suicide.
Suicide?
the Roots guy.
Ellen guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ellen.
the DJ on Ellen.
Yeah. So basically,
I
she
thought
sat-
Jimmy Fallon's.
Oh, okay.
No, Ellen.
Yeah.
She sat down with People Magazine, did an interview. She has a memoir coming out about like her life and about like, but she talked about a lot of details about him. So his mental health struggles, which we all know about, his alleged drug addiction and childhood abuse, again alleged, saying that like when she was preparing for his funeral, like she was going to get like an outfit or whatever, she found a cornucopia of drugs, so mushrooms, pills, other substances that I had to look up on my phone. That was her quote. But basically now she's getting a lot of backlash. So his mom, his brother, they're saying these claims are misleading. They're very hurt by everything she's saying, that she's trying to ruin his legacy. It's very disturbing to hear for her children. Lots of friends and family are calling her classless, opportunistic. And what they're saying is like, so when they had the funeral, she made everybody sign an NDA. And they're like, what was the point of that? That like the mother signed an NDA to go to her son's
funeral.
She made them?
She made
She could
them.
do that?
She made them, yeah.
She made them so she could control the narrative and say whatever she wanted to.
And like that's why people are saying it's just a cash grab
Well,
for
yeah,
her.
clearly then.
She's not letting but this is all like alleged, right?
Yeah.
He said, she said. So
Yeah.
now they're saying that she doesn't let them see the kids. They have 4 kids. But she's saying her intentions were because she didn't know what was going on. And like how much she was dealing with. She wanted to help other people in situations navigate through these red flags or to save another life. That's what she rebutted the claim.
Yeah, but okay.
What I was just thinking, like, how do you think she's in the wrong? What she did by doing this memoir?
The NDA just threw me off.
She moved on, right?
She did
from
move
him,
on, yes.
right?
2 years after he died, she's with somebody now.
She's what?
2 years, right?
2 years. It's been 2 years since his death.
It's been 2 years since his death, but like, how quickly did she move on?
I don't know when. Is she just recently, like within like the last
Went
month?
public
or so,
with it?
Went public with it. So I'm not sure.
Yeah, I mean,
But that aside, the memoir. Do you think she shouldn't have done that? She shouldn't have given out his like personal information.
okay, I'm not that familiar with the story, so I can't speak to the.
Just the drug stuff that she's saying. She's kind of like how the mom's reacting. And
In general, I'd like to think if you're married to someone, they're the father of your children.
Yeah.
If something like this happens, if they had a drug problem, that person is no longer around to defend themselves.
Right.
Right. So if you ever love that person, right, you don't make people sign NDAs. You just shut up.
Yeah.
That's just something you swallow. It's fine.
Yeah.
What good is it going to do to the world? You're saying you're helping other people coping with this to save a life, right?
Well, I mean, look at Audrey Plaza. Is that her name? Aubrey.
Yeah.
So like her husband also like
Just recently. right?
recently.
Yeah.
So
I didn't even know she was married.
yeah. She's I didn't really know much about her, but maybe it was like a situation like that. Like I don't know.
What did
I
her
don't-
husband do?
He also
Yeah.
Committed suicide?
It's crazy how like how many celebrities commit suicide.
yeah
Like recently.
pressures or
I think suicide's not a joke. I think there are times when people.
because Allison's saying she had no idea. She had no idea he was going through what he was going through. It was like all surprising, the drugs, everything.
Yeah.
I mean, there are things in life that, sorry to cut you off, that will catch you off guard for sure,
Yeah.
right? But I'd like to think, like, if it was you, right? Like,
I'm
we're
thinking
married.
Look at her platform.
Yeah.
That's the only reason. I don't think what she did was right in terms of like the NDA and stuff. But I'm just thinking platform and like how prevalent suicide is and how important mental health is, that I don't know if she could save. I don't know. Like, I don't know.
For me,
she's saying the memoir is
she has to say that.
It's about, she does have to say
Yeah.
that, but she's saying it's about her love for her.
Is it giving her popularity?
It's
Is
giving
it
her
making
money.
her
It's making her money.
She's monetizing it.
I
right?
think that part of it alone is just kind of gross, right?
Yeah.
No, but like, why shouldn't she? Like, we're not in her position. We don't know what she's going through. Like, maybe she needs
It could be
the money.
her therapy. Oh yeah, there was problems with the will as well. She had to like contest it for a while. I think she couldn't. Whatever.
Yeah.
That's fine. But
Like, if you just have to portray this persona in public, like, maybe this isn't even real. It's not even true.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, she's making this money to help feed her family.
She
And
doesn't look like she's having a problem feeding her family.
She's on the
Just from
cover
that
of
picture,
People's
she's on.
Magazine.
Yeah, to me, sorry to cut you off, but like, when it comes to, I think, valuing a loved one, I think having respect for them, especially when a person's no longer around to defend themselves and they never had a public drug issue, that person now dies, and you want to say this shit. Like, to me, if you're making money,
tarnish.
yeah, like, why? It's gonna tarnish
but
his legacy.
Majority of his fans don't know about this.
Yeah.
Maybe
even some of his close family is saying that he never had a drug issue.
Exactly.
He's just
Maybe-
smoked a little bit of weed and
maybe he did or did not,
Yeah.
and they had no clue.
yeah.
Now you're tarnishing their, like,
The way they
that
looked at him.
They looked at
Yeah.
him. They thought he was his.
Like, there's-
essentially
I
his
do
legacy.
see that side of it too.
If you love the person, why you gotta do that?
Yeah.
Just take
I gotta
that.
like air their dirty
You know
laundry.
that. Just live with it.
Like
The
they're not
only
around
reason-
anymore.
If she wasn't gaining financially from it,
There was no way for her to do this and not gain financially.
exactly.
No, like how would she like, give out a memoir, help somebody without? She would get.
She's not helping people. Like, when you write a book, right, and you're like, I'm writing this book to help you.
How do you know she's not helping anyone?
I don't know.
you don't know that.
Do you? I don't know that for certain, but what I do know is that her husband died. The world didn't know of his drug problem. He died, and then she released a book saying that the guy used to do a lot of drugs.
That she didn't know about.
Right? What if she died and he released a book saying that she was a shitty wife? What if people start saying, how shitty of a wife are you that you had no clue that your husband was doing drugs? Nothing. There was nothing. You couldn't smell his jacket. You didn't know what he was doing. You didn't know who he was texting, when he was coming home, what's going on, when he was grabbing these drugs, where he was doing them. What? You didn't know? You're not going to look
I'm
at his
sure she
phone. You're
dealt
not
with
going to
the
look
way
at text messages. Like, nothing.
When he died.
Right? So, like, she's not no innocent person here who's just like, it's easy to say, like, I had no clue, right? And just leave that there. He was a drug. The guy is dead, right? Like, that's where, like, I don't know, right? Like you guys are saying, but I also know, like, if it was me, you know me pretty well, right? If I started for an hour, if my mood's off for 10 minutes, you're going to be like, babe, what's wrong? Right away. And I'll just be like,
Everybody has a different marriage, and we don't know what their marriage was like. And the biggest thing happened. He shot himself, and she didn't know, right? That was a surprise to her. So it can be plausible that she also didn't know about all the drugs. Like, maybe he was really good at hiding it.
Think about
Okay.
a celebrity's life though. There's like they're not together all the time. There's nannies. They're not. You know what I mean? Like they have separate things that they do. Their jobs. There could have been a way she didn't know.
For me, the second I heard NDA, I'm like, she had a plan in motion.
no, okay.
Yeah.
So
That's what they're saying.
even if she didn't know, right?
If
If you
the
guys wanna,
NDAs are-
if you guys want to believe that side of it, right? You're saying that it's okay that she didn't know. You're saying
No,
that
no. So I don't think it's so. Particularly in my marriage situation, I would. It's too private of a situation that if that was even our situation, no one would know about it, even if something had happened like that. So I don't agree with that part of it. But that's particular to my situation. We're not celebrities. We don't have a platform.
Yeah.
We're not going to help anybody by making a memoir about
Yeah.
that. So that's why I'm saying it's different. Like
I think people justify their actions a lot all the time, especially when it comes to monetary gain. I think it's something very normal and they do it all the time, right? And I think if somebody's not here to defend their name and they were married to you and they committed suicide and the whole world's shocked about it, the last thing you do is write a book about it.
even if it's going to help your children.
No, don't. because that dad's going to grow up saying my dad had a drug problem instead of being like, my dad used to play with me when I was 3.
For me,
Right,
it's
that's
like,
like, what do you-
it's a memoir. She signed up, his family sign a bunch of NDAs. If it's a money grab, that's fine. You don't have to justify it as self-help or helping.
Yeah,
somebody.
that's the
just
disgusting
leave
part
that
of
part
it to
out.
me, right? If you want to write this, write it. And then let the chips fall where they may. Consequences of your actions, right? Like if you're going to try to also be like, listen, man, I'm doing
helping the
this to
world.
help the world. No, you're not. No, you're not.
This is his mom, by the way.
What was that NDA for? Like they can't talk about it after the funeral? Like anything about it?
They can't talk about what's going on at the. It was just specifically for the funeral. Yeah.
That's weird.
Sad story for sure. Yeah, I don't think it's up to anyone who they want to believe. To me, it's just weird to speak ill of the dead if you're not there to defend your name, especially if that's somebody you care about.
Skip Bayless.
I heard about Skip.
So this guy,
Yeah.
basically, there's a lawsuit against him now. His hairdresser, Nosheen Faraji, claims that he offered her 1.5 mil to sleep with him. And just for reference, this is her.
Oh no.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, this is also her. The one.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so 1.5 mil. That's pretty.
It's a lot of money.
So
right?
Stephen A. Smith had something to say.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's like, so quote, here's what I would tell you. I've known Skip for over 25 years and I can't imagine it. So he said he's not capable of that, especially when they brought up the 1.5 mil. The Skip Bayless I know has a hard time giving away $15. He's one of the cheapest people I know.
Okay.
That's what he has to
Yeah,
say.
1.5 mil?
I mean,
Yeah, it's pretty steep.
out of curiosity, what's his net worth? I feel like he wasn't a player or anything. I would guess somewhere around $20-30 million, right? Like this guy's not
I
worth
feel like he signed
hundreds of millions of dollars or anything, right?
17 mil?
There you go, right? So you're telling me that this guy's gonna give away,
1.5.
right?
1.5
That's
for one night.
right? I mean, I don't know.
That just makes it seem like I don't believe that right away. 1.5 mil. Like even if you're the girl and you're
What about his character? But what was he like? Does he come off as creepy?
creepy?
I mean, it depends
I
on
think
what
No,
lens
there was
you're.
like other things involved where he would, after like the haircut or whatever, he would give her a lengthy hug and press himself against
Oh my
her.
God.
Yeah, there's a lot more detail.
Yeah.
So
the lawsuit.
I think a lot of this, I heard that ESPN, like that's where all this stuff happened, right? Or was this on Fox?
Fox.
This was on Fox,
Yeah.
right? But apparently there's this whole culture where,
Like a boys club.
where this kind of happens on those kind of,
Imagine, but like
and
all these sports networks are predominantly men, right?
yeah,
And then they throw a female in there.
and I get all of it, but wouldn't you, especially in the makeup room, wouldn't you make sure that you're not alone with somebody just for this reason?
No, that wouldn't happen ever.
You don't think so?
Makeup artist hired, like you don't know where you're going into. You don't know the situation.
No, not the makeup artist.
Yeah.
I'm saying like
person
maybe it's
getting the
just
makeup
me. I always think somebody has a motive. Like I'm not super paranoid, but I would be
I
like
think he should have had someone.
Yeah.
There? Yeah.
somebody, a producer, somebody, I don't know, an assistant, somebody else is in the room who could be
Yeah.
like, no, that's BS.
Yeah.
Right. And I guess like over the course of, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 years, you
Yeah.
get careless, sorry. But I feel like he's I don't know. It seems like a wild
Yeah.
accusation a little bit. But
The lawsuits against him, against Charlie Dixon, which is a network executive, and also against Joy Taylor, who created a hostile work environment. Like they were all even saying racial slurs against her, saying things like, well, we don't understand what she's saying. Like being pretty racist.
Why though?
Just this is all in the
What
lawsuit.
is it? Like she speaks English, right?
no, obviously if they don't understand what she's saying, she's not speaking English.
She
I'm
probably
not-
has an accent.
She probably has an accent. Her name's Nosheen Faraji.
Yeah, I mean, to me, he's always been like a dick, kind of like he comes off as,
For sure.
right? Like,
he's like a hater, right?
Yeah.
He's hating on LeBron.
I mean, I think some people could look at him as like
so many players hate
arrogant,
him. Yeah.
right?
Do you think he would make a joke? Something like that? Because that is a lot of money for his net worth.
I don't think, you know what the thing is, when
an amount he would say.
just because he's like a little bit of an arrogant ass,
Yeah.
right? Like that doesn't mean
Maybe
that.
he's trying to act rich. He's like, I'll give you a mil.
I mean, if he realistically, if that's what he wanted to do, I mean, 1.5 million isn't what it's going to cost, right? I'm sure he could find something for all
another,
this, right? And I heard something came up about Shannon Sharp, right? And like people were like, that's just the culture there.
Yeah.
And very quickly, this guy was like, keep my name out of this. I didn't do anything. Like, keep my
Yeah.
He's got enough trouble that guy, right?
Remember
There
his
was some
video?
allegations with Shannon Sharp amidst this all, but
Was there?
You guys remember
Same
his
person?
video, right? On
Same
IG,
person.
IG Live.
Yeah. Oh, wasn't she saying that she, or somebody was saying that he slept with her? That he
Oh,
slept
he
with her?
did too.
Yeah, and Skip was jealous or something.
Oh my god.
I've heard a lot.
Yeah, people just make things up, right? But none of that's true.
No, it's all a lot.
Yeah.
Should we move on?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
So I have a story about this NICU nurse from Virginia.
Okay.
So like NICU, so premature baby.
Yeah. Okay.
Basically, what was happening was she was charged with intentionally fracturing bones of newborns. Yeah. So there was mysterious injuries to premature newborns over the past few years. There was 7 potential cases. She was only charged for 1. Says that she was fracturing the bone while administering a needle. All the victims were boys. So one of the dads was like, so he quoted like, I could not stop tears from flowing. I have a lot of guilt, a lot of regret, a lot of anger.
Oh my God.
My son was one of her first victims. My son's first emotion was pain. And as a father, that breaks me.
God. How many babies?
7 cases, but it's an ongoing investigation.
Where does
so
she
there
live?
could be more.
Do you know where they are?
Yeah, Virginia.
Virginia?
Yeah.
Do they have the death penalty?
That
So she
doesn't,
was just
that's not death. You don't just go.
no, it was
straight
like
to death.
20 years or 10 years or something.
That's
along those
gross,
lines.
man.
Yeah, so she's only 26.
Yeah.
She's like, and then some of her classmates were
This is
saying
her?
things like she's weird, like.
But all
But
boys,
that's a
right?
mugshot.
So is there
Like, she's
is there
clearly
something that she has
So
against
initially
men?
they
in
were
general?
like they were black boys,
Oh
but
my
they
God.
that went away. 'Cause
Okay.
2 of them were of different races, but initially
Okay.
it was a racial thing.
Yeah.
So okay, I'm not justifying anything because clearly she was charged with something, but I'm just thinking like, so preemie kids are very small. Right? And preemie boys, I would imagine they're very like they move a lot, and it would be very easy for something to happen.
So you're saying maybe she was just battered?
I think she was new. She was
How
bad
many
at her
times?
7. But so okay, when the more I read into it, the more there was other nurses as well that were let go. They were like put on leave, but a lot of them
At
were
the
brought
same
back at the
hospital?
same hospital. So this hospital no longer takes NICU kids.
Yeah, they shouldn't be
shouldn't
taking
be
kids.
allowed.
They shut down that
I don't think NICU or kids, period.
They shouldn't.
Yeah.
Because they clearly don't have trained professionals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She hasn't denied it.
Yeah.
She hasn't said she did. There's no plea yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
But I don't know. I was just thinking about like,
okay.
NICU kids.
Possibly. Yeah.
To kids in general, I remember when our daughter was born, when they were doing blood tests, right? They were on a newborn, they'll come and they'll check blood through their foot, right?
Their heel.
Yeah. And when they were doing blood tests, the way that they'll just poke it and then squeeze the heel with it's disheartening to watch.
Yeah.
So like as that dad that you were explaining, I can feel like being in his shoes and be like, what the hell are you doing?
And she
right?
was-
Like,
Our daughter was 5 pounds.
yeah, our
Like, I would
normal
imagine
baby, right?
kids are
Yeah.
3.
Yeah. So like, I mean, sometimes when somebody's being a little rough,
Or inexperienced.
yeah, you can see it and be like, maybe don't do that. Maybe you should say something.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But
But yeah.
I feel like to me, yeah, that's something that's gross, man.
Yeah.
Like they're babies, man. And 7 babies is That's if that was a
There's
mistake.
picture of like look at the broken bone.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So how did they find out that she was doing this?
So so this particular baby had a twin, and the one of the twins was doing okay, and then they went to monitor. This one wasn't doing okay, and then when they went and checked, they noticed that. But because I think, like, I know I'm saying the whole she was an experienced thing, but since there was so many cases,
That's
there's
too
clearly
many.
something.
Yeah.
There's very wrong in
And
that
the
situation.
hospital too.
And like, imagine like as a new parent, like it's already so like stressful having a kid. Now your kid's in NICU.
That's
like it's
crazy.
even
Look
more-
at all these stories about hospitals, right?
Hospitals,
Like I
right?
think
The
was it the one that
negligence.
Simmer was saying last week with the needle in the IV bags,
Yeah.
and then like this guy, her, and even Dr. Death we were talking about.
Yeah.
Like it's scary, man, with what can happen.
Yeah.
How'd you kid?
And like, no, man, just no. Okay, with that, let's move on to the next
Like, we
story.
can move on to something a
Yeah.
more light.
Yeah.
David Dobrik.
Yeah. So do you guys know David Dobrik?
Heard the name, I think. I don't know
We're
who
just
he
gonna look
is.
at his glow up. Real
He is
quick.
like a YouTuber, and he was making a lot on YouTube. He's
Yeah.
making like vlogs, and he kind of went away after some controversy. But New Year, he put out a new vlog, and he had a whole transformation,
Yeah.
like physical transformation. He worked with this personal trainer, and in 1 year, he got like super ripped. Like he
Yeah.
has like a 6-pack now.
Yeah.
This is the transformation photo.
This guy is like a big deal on YouTube. He has.
What was his controversy? I feel like I know his name for a reason.
I feel like he staged a lot of his videos.
Yeah.
A little bit, and in a couple of them, some guys got hurt. Like one of this, like in one of them, he told someone to get on like I don't even know what the hell to call it, like a crane in the water or something, and he like fractured his whole eye. And then another one of his people that are in his videos all the time, he had some like sexual assault.
Yeah, basically, like he had a vlog up,
Yeah.
and all these
bunch of
girls
people.
came to the house,
Yeah.
and then you could see in the vlog they like went into a room alone with some guys, I guess.
Yeah.
And later on, these girls came out and said we were too drunk, and this guy basically like
Took
raped
advantage of them.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Yeah, so it was like pretty serious, I feel like.
Yeah.
And then he apologized a lot, and he kind of took a break from vlogging, but he's still doing a lot of other
Yeah.
ventures, and he's still like super rich.
Yeah,
So now this is more like a PR thing, you
I
think?
guess like
Right.
his comeback. I guess.
Yeah.
Clean it up.
Yeah.
You just
Like,
go
even-
ghost for a bit.
Yeah, even the year of training, like he went away on this like month-long vacation
Yeah.
where they like visited.
All the 8 wonders of the world. It looked sick. It was
Yeah, the
pretty
vlog
cool.
was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like the guy who helped him lose the weight, it's like his childhood friend. He's kind of been doing this for all of them. Just like he takes them on these little like 12-month or 10-month or 6-month whatever like things, and they go pretty hard and they transform their whole body. Yeah, my thought process, the whole thing is like, if you're that rich, shouldn't you just be in good shape?
So you have so many resources available to you.
Time as well. One of the
Yeah.
biggest ones, right?
And like you could hire a private chef, all these things that normal people can't really do.
Yeah, I think it's more so like the perspective of you don't value the time and the money unless you don't have it,
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
The same way somebody can not value the people in your life, like a brother, a wife, a husband, a kid, you know, a parent. It's very easy to not value that. And it's a lot easier for most people, especially kids, to value friends.
Yeah.
right? And other people that don't mean as much. Why? Because, you know, the people closest to you, they're going to always be there. So I feel like the same thing would happen here, like that you're saying, right?
Yeah.
Like if you have money, you should be healthy. They don't know what it, maybe they're out of touch with what not having money feels like, right?
Yeah.
And not having any time feels like, right? So,
Definitely a shifting trend there though, like Zuckerberg,
right.
even the Amazon guy.
Bezos.
Yeah, they're like all jacked. And
Yeah. And then there's Elon.
then there's Elon. Elon's getting there.
Fluctuates.
Yeah, he looks
Yeah, but he
healthier.
doesn't seem like, you know, when that whole
He's too
stuff
busy to give a
stuff
shit.
was going on with him and Zuckerberg, and they were talking about
To
maybe
fight him, yeah.
MMA fight.
Yeah.
He was on Rogan, and Rogan was like, you know, Zuckerberg actually, like, you know,
He trains.
He trains. I don't know what I think he does Muay Thai, and he's just like, yeah, I have a move. It's called a walrus.
He's like, I'm gonna sit on
gonna
it.
sit on it. He's like, you can't do anything. I'm gonna sit on him, right? So like,
It's true.
the
Put all the weight
confidence
on
is there, right? He's taller, and I think he's stronger. I mean, bigger, like
I
more
mean,
weight,
yeah.
but no, right?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
So the
That
last
would be-
story is just remember the Breaking Bad house? It's on the market.
I heard about this. Yeah.
Did you guys watch Breaking Bad?
Yeah,
I think everyone
Yeah, everyone.
So the house at Walter White's house in
Yeah.
Albuquerque. So the actual owners put it up for sale for $4 million,
Yeah.
which is like 10 times the average price of the housing in that neighborhood
Yeah.
Yeah.
usually. But like they just said they're ready to kind of move because like that house just gets so many visitors because people
Yeah.
are just so
I think that happens with any of these popular houses, right?
Well, you were saying that they were filming it and they were living there.
Yeah, yeah,
I
while
didn't know
they-
that.
They still lived there while they were
Filming.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
wild.
Not while they're filming.
Yeah, no, but
like they lived
not
there
on
over
shooting
the-
days.
Yeah.
Like they were saying she would come by and like bake them cookies and give them cookies to the cast. Kind of cool. You get to watch the
that's
show.
not cool.
You get to
That'd be
watch the
so
show.
annoying. Imagine when people come see your house when you're trying to sell it.
You
It's the
get
most
annoyed
annoying thing.
when somebody's renovating your house.
Yeah.
Or like,
But you get
know,
to watch the show being made. Such an iconic show. A lot of
Nah.
people
Well,
would put it in their
I'm sure
top
while it was
5.
being made, like they didn't know it was gonna.
They
be
didn't. Yeah.
I'm sure they got
But look at the
financially
house.
compensated, right?
Look at the house.
Yeah, you see
$4
a
million
very
house.
average looking house.
In Albuquerque.
All the comps in the area, some of them 350, 320. It's like Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Yeah.
Yeah.
400K. They're just 10x that.
I mean, Albuquerque is a big city, but I don't think the housing.
I'm
market
intrigued
there
to
is
see if
4
it
million.
ever does sell.
The owners of the house, they've been living there since the 70s. And now they're like, yo, we've had enough. Like they said there's an average of 300 cars that pass by that house
my
every
God.
day.
That's wild.
And people sometimes come and they just throw pizzas on their roof.
Oh my god. Because that's a famous scene.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So they're thinking maybe they'll like turn the house into a museum,
Yeah.
which
I mean, if they
be
can
better,
do
'cause
it,
who would want to live there?
$4 million, man.
Yeah,
I
pay
think
$4 million and then
houses in
live
the
there.
same postcode or 421,000.
Oh my god. Yeah.
I don't know what kind of like person would buy that. It's different if you're getting like a bigger home or something. It's you're just buying an average
Like
house
a
Yeah.
fan,
Yeah.
like a really big fan.
or just someone rich.
I would assume.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Elon
big
Musk.
fan. That's very
Yeah.
rich.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So they're all the stories for off topic. Let's move on to the questions.
Sure.
So I thought today we'll do a question, but then we'll also do one like blind ranking question, which is basically you gotta rank something from 1 to 5 based on best to worst.
Okay.
But you won't know
What's
what's
coming
gonna
next.
come
Okay,
next. So we can start with the question. So just thought we can keep it political. Do you think that voting should be mandatory?
Oh wow.
Oh. I don't hate it. Like
Obviously for adults,
for,
right?
for
over
an
18.
adult.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Can't be a
everyone that's
toddler.
eligible to vote
Yeah.
should have to vote.
Yeah.
The thing is, how do you enforce that?
How do you enforce it?
I don't know, make it illegal not to.
Yeah.
Like you get penalized,
You get fined. You wouldn't go to jail, you'd get fined. Right, because a voter turnout's pretty ridiculous just
It's
because
so
people
bad.
hate the candidates.
Yeah, yeah.
And the way that I would look at it, if you want a realistic consensus of the whole country,
Yeah.
everyone votes.
Yeah, yeah. For sure.
Right.
My thing is I personally think a lot of the people that don't come out to vote is sheer laziness. Like the
Yeah,
fact
it
that you
is.
have to
It
go
is. It
and
is.
vote.
It is.
I think that has a huge part to do with it. The other thing is like if you make it mandatory, you're like, okay, you can just do it online. Voter fraud.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Voter fraud is massive.
I'm not against it. I would like to see it.
Yeah.
It would give a more like
Yeah.
better representation of the
Yeah,
country
'cause
and where they're at.
imagine the reverse. Nobody gets a vote, right? Or there's like more like you got to be a certain income
They
threshold.
though, like remember the COVID shots? They made everybody, and then everybody ran.
Yeah, that was very easy for them to be like, you can't go to work.
They can do it if they want.
If
they can do it very easily.
Yeah. Which,
but that's the thing. Do they want to? They like doing voter fraud.
Taking them out of the question, like it kind of takes a little bit of the game out of the political system away, right?
Yeah.
Because I think you can kind of feel the pulse of a country, right? Like right now, Canada's
you can feel it, right?
like hardcore leaning to the right, as is the whole world almost, right? So if everyone comes out and votes, everyone, you can already see the results. It probably makes elections more predictable.
Yeah,
right.
For sure.
But it's a freedom that people fight and die for, democracy, right? And then there's people that won't vote, because they don't understand the importance of what that freedom is,
for sure.
Right? There's countries where you don't have that, right? So, yeah, I think it wouldn't be a bad thing for people to always go out and vote. I would rather be it mandatory than not have a vote at all.
Yeah.
Right? But where I always feel weird about these things is the more you give government something, they always turn it into something else.
Yeah.
Right?
For sure.
So,
anytime you give them a little bit of power, they always misuse it. But I guess I would be team,
It should be, Okay. We'll do the blind ranking. So I thought today we'll do the topic TV shows.
Okay.
So again, I'll give you TV shows one by one.
Are these any
to
TV
rank
shows?
them 1 to 5.
Okay.
The first one is...
I feel like you'd need to know all 5 to rank them.
No.
That's the game.
whole game.
Oh.
Yeah.
rank it 1 through 5. So first one is Stranger Things.
Stranger Things?
One is the best.
One is the
One
best.
is
Yeah.
5.
Yeah. Are you a big
Oh, you
fan?
don't like it?
Yeah. I'll slot it at
First
5 too.
season, second season, maybe after that.
Well, but like, imagine if she says a whole bunch of shit
Don't
shows
you like
after this.
Sesame Street?
Right? It's okay. Okay. 4?
It has to be a consensus. So
Yeah. So what do you think?
I'll go 4. I don't love the show. It hasn't been on for so long.
Yeah.
That annoys me about
Yeah.
any show.
Yeah,
It takes so long.
same.
Like
Mm-hmm.
I just 4.
4. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's slot that at 4.
Okay, next. Breaking Bad.
Ooh, that's higher.
Yeah.
2?
What if they say like Game of Thrones? No. What else is better than that?
Better than Breaking Bad?
What's the best of all
I'd say
time?
Breaking Bad 3.
You say 3. She hasn't said a bad one yet.
Yeah,
We only
these
have
are both
5
good.
left.
So if she says a bad one, we gotta throw it into 5 right away.
There's 3 left.
Yeah, I said there's 5 left.
You guys want 2? Whatever. Majority rules.
Yeah, we'll go 2.
I'll go 2 for
Yeah.
Breaking Bad.
Say 3.
Only Murders in the Building.
Oh, that was
Oh,
2.
I
That's
like that
such a
one.
good show.
Yeah.
You guys love that one.
We love that show.
Yeah.
So that
But I don't know if it has that much of a cult following.
Yeah, I don't know.
No. So then
You
that
guys
would be
watch it?
3.
That'd be 3? Okay. I'm expecting 1's gonna be bad.
We have 5 left too.
Similar
So
one.
would you
We have
stick
5.
this in
You
5?
can't put this in 5.
No,
can you?
right? 3?
I don't know.
Stranger Things should have been 5.
Okay, this is 3. So we got 2, 3,
Is it like popularity?
4.
What do you mean?
Like who decides?
What?
You
We
do.
do.
This is your
Yeah,
preference.
this is our list. Go.
Next one is Friends.
Oh,
Yeah, she's going to put it at 1. I feel like there's going to be something trash, or this is going to be Game of Thrones.
Fine, you want to put it at 5?
No, because then what if it's Sesame Street? not that we
But the
hate
way
Sesame.
that it looks
it
like
seems
all
like they're
adult
all
shows.
good shows, but
Well,
that's
what
how
if
she's
it's
gonna trick
Simpsons?
us.
Yeah.
Okay, go.
Not trying to.
Well, hold on. Where do
what'd
we
you
put it?
release it?
1 or 5?
Still deciding.
Okay.
we gotta
For her,
have
I feel
the
like you
next
got to put
one.
it at 1, right? We're going to take it at 1?
Well,
All right, we'll go 1.
Friends is number 1. Okay, and the last one is The Office.
Oh, okay. So there was no bad.
There's no bad
So
show.
what do we have? We have Friends,
That's
Breaking
5.
Bad,
Yeah.
Murders in the Building. What was 4?
Stranger Things.
Stranger
Stranger
Things,
Things.
and then The Office.
It's
Honestly,
preference.
yeah, obviously, but that list, the only problem I would have with it is probably Office would probably be 2 for me, if I'm being honest.
2.
Yeah, it'd be, or 1 even. Office is pretty sick.
Yeah.
Like even
Breaking
like,
Bad is
the
good, too.
time. Friends is so old. Someone who
Yeah.
watches Stranger Things is I don't think is watching Friends.
For sure.
I think
but it's
you
all-
should have went all sitcoms.
It's guys, this is our list.
Okay. I don't hate the list. It's cool.
That's it.
Oh, it's not like there's a
No,
No, there's no right answer.
Yeah,
You don't understand the game.
game.
That's oh my
Look it
god,
up
so
online.
We're
crazy.
not
man.
guessing. This is
Yeah,
just your
this is our
preference.
list. Are you good with that list, or would you have changed something?
Like, do you like the list? Are you mad
Oh,
at the
Stranger
list?
Things is 5.
Stranger would, so you're not good with the list. So Stranger Things would be 5.
Yeah.
How would
I
you?
thought it was a cool game. Like that's why I was like, it's like Family Feud.
No.
He thought there was a right answer.
Okay, what's the answer?
Yeah.
The right answer is you being annoyed with the thing or not. The whole point is like you guessing if like she
That's
said
what you were
something
asking,
like,
if it's
oh my
based on
god, so clear, man.
That's why I was like,
Yeah.
who decided
Okay.
that? So what's the right answer?
Everyone's
Yeah.
doing it online.
Yeah. No, I think it's a great game.
Yeah, it's fun.
I'll do a different topic next time.
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
And with that, it's a wrap. Remember, we're not experts on anything, but we research everything, and we encourage you guys to do the same. We'll catch you guys next week.
Take care, everybody.